Extended back sleeping. What is extended back sleeping? Extended back sleeping is, you've heard of extended rear facing. We know better, we do better. So extended rear facing in car seats is where some people choose to keep their little ones rear facing till over the age of 2 or longer or beyond, even to 5 or 6 years old. I was a firm believer in that. Extended back sleeping is what we do at Save Our Sleep. We teach babies to sleep on their back with their face and head uncovered. We know in the background there is Anne Diamond book, Sebastian. She was my hero, I was going to say, as a little girl. When my little brother died of SIDS, Anne Diamond's baby died of SIDS, cot death it was called then. She was like our morning presenter. We watched her every single morning, and it was like, oh, it's happened to her too. And it felt like it could happen to anyone when it happened to her. And I learned from her. I followed everything she said. She discovered that children who were placed to sleep on their back were less likely to be stolen in the night by cot death. And that is when I started my back sleeping, extended back sleeping interest. The back to sleep campaigns went all over the world and saved lives. I am passionate about extended back sleeping, and I believe a Save Our Sleep baby can sleep on its back with its face and head uncovered from newborn, when it's born, if you use the correct bedding and the correct wraps, right until they're 3, 4, 5 years old. However, when children start to get their molars, we see them flip to their tummies. This is something which I've just learned recently, because so many people have talked about it in the support group and they have connected it to molars. And now I've done a bit of testing, I've sent out surveys to parents, I've asked lots of people, and I now firmly believe this is a thing. There's two types of parents. There is a parent who follows Save Our Sleep and wants to do extended back sleeping. They follow it from day one, they avoid sleep problems, they avoid sleep regressions. They get to the age where their little one is getting their molars, and they put their baby or toddler in their cot, toddler getting their molars in their cot, with their face and head uncovered. They put the 16 layers of blankets if they're living in Victoria and they've got a 2.5 real sleeping bag, not these silly ones on the market that say 3.5 tog, but after they're washed they're actually about 1 point something. That's a whole other subject. Anyway, they put them in the cot, they put the blankets on, and they flip to their tummy. These parents flip them back to their back, put the bedding back on them, they flip to their tummy. They flip them back to their back, they put the bedding on them, they flip to their tummy. These parents realise that they need to use less bedding because they're going to leave their baby in their bed on their tummy, because we do know that the risk is reduced when they're around this age. So they think, well, I've tried everything, I can't stay up all night flipping them over. I personally would stay up all night flipping them over, but eventually parents get tired and decide, it depends on you. It depends on, like, if you've had a personal experience with SIDS, you're going to stay up all night flipping them. If you haven't, you'll go, okay, I've done it 5 or 6 times, I'm giving up now, I'm letting them sleep on their tummy. If they sleep on their tummy, you reduce their bedding, and then they sleep on their tummy. Now, what happens after this is some parents just go, I've got a tummy sleeper, put them to bed, they flip to their tummy, and they put the bedding on. I've got a tummy sleeper the next night, because they put them in bed, they flip to their tummy, they put less bedding on. Other parents continuously try every night to put them under their 16 layers of blankets, or maximum blankets for where they live, depending on how warm the room is, right? And these parents find suddenly, as one day they went in and they flipped to their tummy, one day they go in, maybe 8 or 9 days later, and they stay on their back. It's because their molars have cut through, the pain is gone, and they now stay on their back. So you can achieve back sleeping if you get over this little hiccup of your child is in pain because they're cutting teeth. In fact, I wonder if, and I've never thought of this, I've only thought of this now, if you were to get that child up who was flipping to their tummy, get them up even though it's 7 o'clock, which we normally say don't do, give them pain relief, keep them up for 20 minutes and put them back to bed, will they stay on their back? Can you try that and let me know? Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk to you. At Save Our Sleep, we believe in extended back sleeping. That means we put our babies to bed in their cots, on their back, with their face and head uncovered, and we continue to do this. We do not use wraps with zips up the front. They are a death trap. swaddle bags where arms are up like this with zips up the front, death trap. We do not use them. We do not use mattresses that have been made by cigarette smokers, because they're going to rub their hands on the side of the mattress when they're making it, when they're stitching it, and there's nicotine on their hands. It doesn't matter how many times they wash their hands, there's nicotine. We don't use those mattresses. We use mattresses that are made locally in Geelong that are nicotine free. We don't use the wraps with the zip up the front. We use safe wraps where their arms are in, but they're hip safe and their hips can move. They can even go in them in a hip brace. We don't use sleep bags that are 3.5 TOG, because these aren't 3.5 TOG. We use sleep bags at Save Our Sleep that are 6.8 TOG, and then once they're washed, they become 2.5 TOG, but we put blankets on top. Anyway, we know better, we do better. Thank you for following Save Our Sleep. Thank you for following my extended back sleeping advice. Take care.